Lincoln, bumping into a delicate, artistic display, knocking down books. Sophie, elegant and fiery, the bookstore owner, storms out. Sophie, are you allergic to shelves, or is this just performance art? Lincoln, didn't realize I needed ballet training to buy a book. Lincoln slams the blueprint tube onto his temporary desk with a grunt, glaring across the street at the pastel bookshop named Whimsy and Words. Every day, that bell above her door jingles like a personal insult. Inside, Sophie arranges a new display of enemies to lovers novels, smirking when she spots Lincoln pretending not to stare. She waves a copy of Architect of Love at him. He rolls his eyes so hard, she's surprised they stay in his head. He crosses the street to complain about her sandwich board blocking the sidewalk. She tells him to go draft a personality. He says romance novels are emotional fast food. She asks if his suits come with instructions for feelings. Customers overhear. Some start filming. They go viral. Grump versus Bookworm becomes a TikTok war. Team Lincoln. Team Sophie. Meme edits. Fan fiction. But behind the sarcasm, things start to shift. One rainy evening, Lincoln ducks into her shop to escape the downpour. She offers him tea in a chipped mug that says Heartbreaker. He sips it like it might be poison. It isn't. He helps her lift a heavy shelf. She helps him pick out a birthday gift for his niece. She catches him reading a romance novel secretly in the corner during lunch. He brings her a bookmark one morning and pretends it's just scrap paper. She finds herself waiting for his shadow in the shop window each day. One night, after a heated debate about whether love at first sight is real, they fall quiet. The silence is electric. Sophie leans on the counter, voice low. You know what happens after the first clash in those books you hate? Lincoln steps closer. What? She smiles. The slow undoing. He pauses, then says softly, maybe I could stand to be undone. The bell jingles behind him, but he doesn't turn away this time. Sophie stares at the grant paperwork like it's a second eviction notice. The city's offering a lifeline to heritage shops, but to qualify, she needs a certified urban planner to sign off on her redesign. And the only one not booked solid for months. Lincoln Bishop. Architect. Arrogant. Obnoxious. Infuriatingly attractive. She would rather ask a brick wall. He agrees with a smirk. Try not to fall in love with me during revisions. She replies, I'd rather repurpose this grant into your tombstone. They shake hands. It's war. Design meetings turn into daily sparring matches. He scoffs at her boho color palettes. She calls his blueprints emotionally bankrupt. He edits her open space concept. She sabotages his digital mock-up by renaming files Soulless Draft Number 4. But in between the insults, something shifts. He catches her staying late to hand paint signs because she can't afford a designer. She finds him sketching under dim cafe lights, reworking her ideas to fit her budget without telling her. One night, they argue over the flow of foot traffic, voices raised, inches apart. He says, you care too much about vibes. She fires back, and you care too little about people. His eyes flick to her lips. She notices. The silence crackles. Later, she opens his revised plan. There's a handwritten note. For the people. And the vibes. She doesn't delete it. He shows up the next morning with coffee in her favorite mug, the one she thought she lost weeks ago. When the final submission is ready, they stand outside Whimsy and Words, blueprints in hand. He turns to her. You were right. She blinks. About what? That bookstores have soul. And maybe, architects can too. She smiles. Took you long enough. As they submit the application, a gust of wind blows her hair into his face. He doesn't flinch. He brushes it back slowly. And this time, she doesn't pull away. Lincoln finds it by accident, a brittle, time-yellowed notebook wedged behind a row of forgotten titles. He flips it open. Curious. Handwritten poetry. Soft, aching words about dust, memory, and love that stays in the bones. At the bottom, L.D. Monroe. Monroe. Sophie. He whispers. When she catches him reading it, her smile freezes. That was my mother, she says. She died before I reopened the shop. He starts to close the book. I didn't mean to. No, her voice is quiet. She'd like that someone read it. That night, the shop buzzes with storm static. Fluorescents flicker then go dark. Power outage. Rain pounds the windows like a drumline. She finds an old candle tin in the drawer. Lincoln lights one with a match. Shadows dance across the bookshelves. It's oddly quiet. Sophie leans against the front desk, hugging her knees. She used to read to me when the lights went out. We'd make up stories together. He sits across from her on the rug. You ever write them down? Some. You. Lincoln hesitates. I used to write. A lot. Short stories. Mostly stuff I'd never show anyone. She tilts her head. Why'd you stop? Because liking something doesn't mean you're good at it, he says. Architecture was safer. Cleaner. She smiles, sad and warm. You know, safety rarely makes great stories. They sit like that, two people who've spent their lives hiding the tender parts of themselves in safe boxes. Now slowly prying them open. Thunder rumbles. The candlelight flutters. Lincoln watches her face. You make chaos look like art, he says. She blinks, a little breath catches. Is that a compliment or a diagnosis? Both. They laugh. Too softly. And then, the silence folds between them. Their faces are close. Her knees touch his. His fingers twitch like he's deciding something. He leans in, so does she. Just a breath away. And then bang. The shop door creaks open. A delivery guy's silhouette blocks the rain. Sorry. Got your emergency battery lights. Sophie leaps up. Lincoln stands too fast. Both look like they've been caught shoplifting a moment. The candle sputters out. But something else is burning now between them. Unspoken. Fragile. Irresistible. They said they'd never fall for each other. But between blueprint battles and bookshelves, Lincoln and Sophie stumble into something neither planned. He thought she was chaos wrapped in sarcasm. She thought he was a cold suit with a ruler for a heart. But when rainy nights turn into poetry, and shared dreams turn into stolen glances, the line between enemies and lovers blurs. Just as Lincoln opens up, a jealous whisper poisons Sophie's trust. She pulls back, guarding her heart. But Lincoln is about to prove that the only thing more stubborn than his logic is how much he's willing to fight for her, not with blueprints or budgets, but with words that finally matter. Because some stories aren't just read, they're lived. And this one, it's not over yet. Lincoln's eyes fall on the rejection email blinking on Sophie's laptop screen. The grant proposal she poured her heart into withdrawn. Cancelled. Gone. His chest tightens. She doesn't look up. You're just like the rest. You build walls for a living, then run when someone tries to let you in. The weight of those words crushes him. Without a word, Lincoln pushes back his chair, his silhouette sharp against the dim light. His steps echo hollow down the wooden floor as he walks out, leaving behind the quiet sting of broken trust. Sophie sits alone amid dusty shelves and fading sunlight, watching customers slip away like shadows. Miles away, Lincoln stares at a blank page, pen trembling in his hand. The poetry he once loved is lost beneath doubt and regret. Memories flicker, laughter in the rain, whispered words, the almost kiss that never came. Two worlds, fractured but still aching for repair. The worn, unmarked package sat on Sophie's doorstep like a whisper from the past. She tore it open to find a slender book titled More Than Words, pages filled with poetry she hadn't heard before, but felt deep in her bones. Every line spoke her name, her smile, her fire. Her heart pounding, she raced through the cobblestone streets toward the old town square. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in soft golds and pinks. And there he was. Lincoln. Leaning against the fountain, blueprints rolled under one arm, eyes waiting with a mix of hope and mischief. Sophie smirked. You still allergic to shelves? He grinned, pulling the papers free to reveal a stunning design. The bookstore expanded, restored, alive with light and laughter. Only if you're not the one stacking them, he said, stepping closer, voice low and steady. Their fingers brushed. The city around them blurred, leaving only the promise of second chances and stories still waiting to be written. Sophie's breath hitched as Lincoln's hand lingered near hers, the space between them shrinking with every heartbeat. The bustling square faded away, leaving only the quiet hum of possibility. Walls lined with Sophie's favorite books, a small cafe corner with soft seating where people could gather and dream. This is everything I hoped for," she whispered, eyes glistening. Lincoln's smile softened. "It's not just a design. It's a promise. That I'm here. That I want to build something real with you." Sophie's defenses melted like morning mist. She stepped closer, their shoulders touching, fingers finally entwining. "Maybe," she said, voice trembling but sure, "we don't have to fight the story. Maybe we're meant to write it together." He nodded, pulling her into a gentle embrace. The city lights flickered on around them, as if applauding their long-awaited beginning. And as their lips met under the fading sun, everyone watching knew. This was no longer just a clash of wills, it was the start of something beautiful, a love that would turn every page.